Welcome to the lecture series of hydrogeology. So today we are going to talk about stream flows and groundwater flow. Now, obviously you're aware of these terms till now that when stream is flowing, we refer to as stream flow. When underground water is flowing, then it is known as groundwater flow. But what mainly we are going to discuss in this lecture is what are gaining streams, what are losing streams, can they be interchangeable streams when we are talking about that at one particular time a particular stream was gaining stream and then it became a losing stream. Is it possible? We'll look into the possibilities when you call them. We'll look at the water table contours. We are going to look at the flow directions in which they will flow. Okay. Then apart from that, we are going to look into hyperhike zone. What is this particular term? Because this is very important. This is a transition zone and what importance actually it holds. Okay, as I told you, this is a transition zone, but why is it so important that we need to study this? Then after that we will talk about the bank storage, what this term means. Okay, what are flood hydrograph. Now these are important because we are just talking in terms of the fluctuation of the water. Let's say if stream is having high water table, if groundwater is having high water table, so what will be the result, or what are the consequences of it? What kind of graphs you can draw? So they're known as hydrographs. We'll discuss more about that. We'll discuss about the basic base flow, which you need to know, that if you are in dry conditions, we are talking about the arid regions, or if you're talking about the monsoon seasons, how this base flow is going to vary. Okay, then after we have discussed the base flow, I'm going to discuss the recession curve as well. Okay, so let's start this lecture and understand all these terms. So first we are going to talk about the gaining and losing streams. As you can see, I have some figures on this slide where you can see arrows, correct? So this is the flow direction. Okay, and in all the cases what you can see is the flow direction is in the downward direction. All right, now this is the example of gaining stream. How? So before we start with that, let me tell you that when a stream channel is connected, directly connection I'm talking about, to an unconfined aquifer, so that means if they're having the connection, then water can flow between them. Now, in which direction this flow is going to be, it is going to entirely depend on the water levels of what? Stream and groundwater. This is how it works now, where high water table is, or where high water level is, water is going to start moving from that direction into the direction where low water level is present. Okay, so that means the water level of both of these are very important when you have to determine the direction. That is why I first started by telling you that you see the direction of all of them, just the flow direction, are in downward direction. Okay, so if I talk about this particular example, that is the gaining stream, so as the name suggests, that means the stream is going to receive water from the ground. And when will this occur? When the groundwater level is higher than the stream's water level. That is very easy to understand. Now because of this, what will happen? The groundwater is going to discharge the water to the stream. This is the terminology which I'll use. Now if I talk in terms of losing stream, so what will happen? Because the stream is losing, so that means it is giving the water to the ground. And when is this going to happen? When the stream's water level is higher than the groundwater level. Now this is easy. So that means what it is causing the stream water to seep into the ground and recharge the aquifer. So losing means recharge of the aquifer, and gaining means discharge of the aquifer. I think now we're clear with this concept. So now if you see this figure over here, third one, what is happening in this? Now the important concept is uh, these losing streams, some of them are disconnected from the water table. Okay, so they are separated, that means from the saturated groundwater system. How? By this unsaturated zone, which you can see over here. So this means that there is a layer of some dry or maybe a partially wet ground between what? Between the bottom of the stream and the main body of the groundwater, that is the water table. But this the stream what I'm talking about, it is still losing the water. How? By percolating it down through this unsaturated zone. Okay, so that doesn't mean that if there is any particular uh, situation arises that or whether there is a particular layer which is present, let's say impermeable layer, so in that situation the losing stream is going to not behave as losing stream. You understand this line? It is going to behave exactly same. Maybe the speed will minimize, will reduce, or other factors may come into picture, but whatever the gaining stream is going to do, whatever the losing stream is going to do, they all are going to behave in a similar manner. Okay, so you see here, as I told you in gaining stream, what was happening? You see the level over here, this, you got that? So here they were losing and here they were gaining. Okay, so now what we are going to look into, these are the cross sections and these are the plane views. Okay, so just try to understand that which one is for the losing stream and which one is for the gaining stream. Okay, so before we try to decide where the arrows are pointing towards and which one is which stream, I would like to add something, that losing streams are also known as influent stream. Okay, because they lose water to the surrounding groundwater, and in that case what we know, that the stream's water level is higher than the local water table. So just on this basis or this concept, if I just look at this cross section view, these two figures, which one should be the losing one? So this one should be the losing one, where arrows are pointing in downward direction away from the stream. Why? Because this is showing that the water is seeping out of the stream bed. Okay, so when it is seeping out, so that means it is recharging the aquifer, correct? Now if I look at this, in this it is gaining, the stream is gaining, so therefore the arrows are in upward direction. Got it? Now coming to the plane view means top down you're looking at. So the arrows are away, if you can see, they are in an outward direction. That means they are perpendicular to the water table contour. So again this thing is indicating that the groundwater is flowing away from the stream in all directions. Alright, now coming to this, as I told you, the losing one are known as influent, so the gaining streams are known as effluent with E. So they gain water from the groundwater system, so therefore you are seeing the arrows in the upward direction. Okay, these are the more common type of streams actually. Now if you look at the top down view, where they are pointing in the towards the stream, correct? So in gaining stream they are going to point towards the stream perpendicular to the groundwater contours. That shows that the groundwater from both sides is converging and seeping into the stream. Okay, so don't get confused within the arrows. It's very simple. Losing stream in downward direction because it is losing out the water, gaining in the upward direction. But if you see from the top one, you will converge them or you are going to diverge them for the losing one. Okay, now if you see a diagram over here, this A, what is this? This is a cross section along a stream channel. Okay, and